UK.
Okay, so many other theories are you don't explore. So I usually ask, I say, to explore, okay, then I will comment. Once you can ask the idea again, what theory is that?
Then someone got the whatever only trace the question. Now, you want to take out all the questions and we calculate again. Right, that doesn't work. Fine. 2, 2, 1, 3, 4. But in that case, I look at so where again, suppose the event or the so question A, at the form where you sign everything. And now,
But she hasn't done the survey, right?
Yeah. She sees the extent as in, he's a team.
By the time they have a
Also different, I never go for one student. Yeah, probably how human like it. And now, and then you say,
Student can be.
yeah, I think that's.
Normally no, right? Because I know there's some they just had a draft.
Yeah.
Oh, here you make it. Prof Ramaya. This one mostly is adoption and intention. Whether they actually survive.
Need to change the question.
How you say? I know like few students in my then also presented 5 days and then they said why
I still work. Our schools are there. Why I don't that's right. We call them competing theories.
Yes.
Where's them?
Yeah, I just told Prof Ramaya.
What
He
define
says, yeah,
half already?
you should lah. But our culture here.
No.
When we write, let them write lah. It's okay.
No.
During my while, let them
What
tell lah.
part the candidate?
Yeah. One of the define clear already. Question A clear already. Later on, finally about the question A is not correct. Ask to rewrite the chapter 4 and 5. We calculate. Never mind, let the handle first.
Yeah. What is it? I used to find out
I do my favorite.
I started Yes, also, have to answer your yes.
Okay, let's make a start already, or we are waiting for people.
Thank you so much.
Okay, we have a copy sample. Thank you, Tom. Sample question is being not.
You want?
Sample question you cover that.
Okay.
The one I showed you. Okay, good afternoon. I think already 2:15. We can start now. We're waiting for the rest. Okay, there's a pen drive going around with the sample cover and questionnaire. You're going to use that for your own study. Yeah, very nice. Okay, you will never see questionnaire like that. Okay, so I'm giving you a sample. So I give this to my undergraduate student also. Yes. Okay. So next, while waiting for the rest, I think many of you have this problem with theory. So I will just share this with you so that you understand how you can contribute to the theory. Okay. So these are some papers which are now being written about problem with understanding. Here, this article is talking about clean up your theory. Can you see the title? Okay, what they're saying is you have very good methodological rigor, but you use the wrong theory. And we see this a lot with PhD students. And then in government university, they are very nice people. They have a term called kasihan. Kasihan. So student sudah 7 tahun, kita bagi dia lulus. Actually wrong also, they still pass that. I find that quite strange. Okay? Should not, right? Okay. So this is where the problem starts. You need to understand what is theory. Okay. So this is a good explanation of theory by Kerlinger and Lee. Okay. Again, theory is a collection of variables, not one variable. We have student who independent variable 1, theory A, independent variable 2, theory B, independent variable 3, theory C. I should become your examiner. Then you will meet your match in, I don't know. Doesn't work like that. One variable is not a theory. Collection of variable is a theory. That's the first understanding you should have. Okay. So this is the explanation of the theory by Venkatesh. So I actually paid 1,800 ringgit to attend a one-day workshop with Viswanath Venkatesh. 1,800 only. Okay. Because he's coming all the way from US. Okay. That guy is a very expensive guy. He charges 5,000 US per day. Because they only get paid 9 months salary in the US. 3 months summer holidays not paid. You have to go and look for your own money. That's why they charge like that. That's the system. So he actually explains when your theory, there are 4 building blocks of the theory. Number 1 is called what? Okay, what, right? What is the boxes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. These are all boxes, right? That is the what of the theory. Okay. Number 2 is the how. The how is the arrow. How do you know this variable leads to this variable? The theory tells you. Can you see the arrow? Okay, there's no arrow from this variable to this variable, right? The theory tells you only this variable leads to this variable. But there's an arrow from here to there, right? That's why we need the theory to tell us where the arrow goes. First, we have the boxes. Okay. So the third one is the who, where, and why. This is what we call as the boundary condition. Okay. This theory was developed to explain technology adoption at work. Okay. At work, you have people who are older and younger, right? The way they adopt technology is not the same. That's why they have that variable. Okay. They have gender. They have this variable called voluntariness. Do you know? Okay. Why do they have this? Is in the workplace, in some position, you have no choice. You must use that technology. Correct? In some other position, you don't have to use the technology. That is why they have voluntariness. Okay. UTA, UT2, they remove that variable. You know why? Because these are games like you enjoy playing, huh? Online gaming, purchasing, right? That is within your own control. There is no more voluntariness. That's why they remove the variable. Okay, so there is a reasoning why they remove the variable. Okay. Boundary condition, moderator. The moderator. Okay. The theory also tells you the combination. The last one is the why. Yeah? The why, the theory tells you why this variable leads to this variable. Why this variable leads to this variable. Most of the time, when you do your discussion in chapter 5, this is the one lacking. You always say same as with somebody else, right? Why is it same as? You have to explain. Go back to the theory. You have to link back to the theory. This is the part in discussion many people don't do. The theory tells you why attitude leads to intention. Okay, so that's why we need to go back to the theory. Yeah. Okay. Here it says just adding the variable not constitute contribution. You must explain why you need the variable. Okay, that is where this comes in. So I will skip some more. Okay. Some people ask me where do you get the theories? There is a paper called Systematic Literature Review. Okay. Have you seen them?
Yes.
Or you have not seen them? Seen for the first time in your life, huh? Okay. There are many systematic literature review. When they do systematic literature review, they will identify what are the theories many people have used in the area. Let's say hospitality, right? You see, they list you all the theories, right? No need to go anywhere, right? One paper already go everything, right? Still cannot find. Do some Google search. There's a combination keyword in Google, right? We can find this paper. So they give you all the theories and then they summarize top 10. Can you see? And they are ranked, right? Okay. The most popularly used is theory of life behavior. This is individual. Agency theory is community or organization. So although they are all put together, they address different levels of analysis. You need to know that by looking at it. Okay. So they give you all this theory. Yeah. Okay. So when we talk about theory, we have different levels of theory. Yeah? This is a theory called TPD. Originally, it came from a theory called TRA, Theory of Reason Action. Theory of Reason Action only had attitude and subjective norm. 1980, Fishbank and Arzen. And what they thought was any behavior is controlled by these two variables. And they thought that all your behavior is under your full control. But after 11 years, they realized it's not. In some situation, you don't have full control. For example, you join a company, right? The company introduces a new technology. Do you have a choice? You don't have a choice, right? That is why they introduced the third one. Okay? You understand? So the theory is also developed like that. So this was working very well until 2006. Okay? There's an arrow here, right? Can you see this arrow? And now in 2006, it changed. He's saying this arrow doesn't go there, it comes with moderator. You see? Original theory was going direct. Now with new literature, they are saying it's like this. This was in 2006, right? And in 2019, it changed altogether. Do you know? Now your TPB is no longer like what you were doing many years ago. TPB is like this. Okay? The guy who developed the theory saying, oops, sorry, I was wrong many years ago. Now I'm correcting myself. Please follow my correction. But you are still doing the whole thing, right? The 1991. This arrow, this one is no longer here. It's going here.
So when it comes to adjusting the theory like this, would it be sufficient that this is done just based on one research? Or does it require a certain minimum number of research?
No, they have done a lot of research. Before they finalize the theory, there are many people, when they develop the theory, they are developed qualitatively. Okay? Theories are developed qualitatively. Then the quantitative people come to test many times. Huh? And then they say, out of 100 times, 99 times it works. Then only it becomes a theory. Yes? Yeah.
Of some modern theory are actually based on several traditional theory activities. So let's see if we adopt that this way. Is there any argument that any issue with the
No, it depends on the dependent variable. Huh? Most of these theories are developed to explain a certain phenomenon. The phenomenon is a dependent variable. If you want to explain technology adoption, we have some theory. You want to explain purchase behavior, we have different theories. Okay, so you need to know the theory first. Okay, so here this theory has changed from the time they developed until now. They are saying some of these variables which were independent now become moderator. So if you are doing research now, you should be looking at the latest one. Okay, you should look at the latest one. Huh? Okay. In this theory, you already have the boxes identified. Can you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? They already identified the boxes. Huh? We have some theory like this. They only identify the main boxes. What goes inside the box, you decide. This is a theory called TOE. You must have T, you must have O, you must have E. 3, right? What goes under T, what goes under O, what goes under E, you can decide. This is the second level. Just now, already fixed. No choice, right? These are the variables you want to add. Huh? Okay, like this. Huh? Can you see here? We have 3, 3, 3, and 1. We can also have 3, 4 different combination of variables. Theory is still the same. Combination of variables not the same. Your contribution is putting these variables together. Different context, different variables. Okay? So theory is still the same, but it's not fixed. Okay? This is TOE. Yeah. Okay. We have another variable called RBV, right?
So let's say, for example, because in this one actually introduce a moderator called perceived piece, right? So in this case, right, the perceived piece is introduced, right? Because there was an examiner raised the concern said that you want to introduce a moderator on vehicle, they must do already do something like that.
Okay. Okay. Like this will have many theories. Okay. Like listen, huh? The reason you have a moderator is you are saying the IVBV not consistent. So maybe there's a third variable. The third variable can come from the literature. No theory. No need theory for that. Your main theory is still TOE. Main theory is still TOE. So your contribution is to TOE, but you're adding a moderator. Okay? You don't need a theory for this one variable. Don't need. Okay? Don't need. Huh? Okay? Main theory is still the same. Huh? Okay. The other theory which is very open is this theory called RBV. Huh? This theory don't have boxes. You know? This theory don't have boxes. Huh? You need to identify the boxes. We call them resources. Okay? We call them resources. Huh? But they give you the characteristic of the resources. Yeah. Can you see the resources? These are the characteristics of resources. As long as these characteristics okay, then you can have the resources. And the flow says resources lead to capability, capability leads to competitive advantage. What are resources? You decide. Okay, so you can see here 1, 2, 3, 4, right? These are resources. Here we have capabilities. This is your competitive advantage. Okay, I have another model 4 here, 3 here, 1 here. Still using the same theory. The resources not the same. Can be 1, can be 2, can be 3. But you must have resources, capability, competitive advantage. This is the most open one. Okay. We have another theory. Okay, combination. This is also a combination theory. Yeah? They combine 3 theories. TRA, TPB, and TEM together. Now we have a combination of theories. Okay, also can. But you cannot drop the variables. All the variables are there. Okay, all the variables are. Okay. We have this theory called SOR. This one is very open. They only tell you S leads to O leads to R. What is S, what is O, what is R, you decide. Okay? This one also don't understand. I don't know why. Yes. Yeah.
Sometimes we have a combination between model and theory.
Okay, good question. No? We also have full professor who don't understand. No? Yeah, I'll explain. My students used STEM many years ago. And then the examiner is from UTM, no? Full professor in marketing. No? First question is, I have a problem with your theory. You don't have a theory, you have a model. Technology acceptance model. I almost fell down my chair. Then it's like a theory in my area for a long time, right? Okay. And he's saying it's not, because no name theory. Technology acceptance model. Not all theories have name theory. Resource-based view. Technology, organization, environmental framework. Okay. It doesn't have a name theory, but it's considered theory in that area. If you're not in the area, maybe you don't understand, but I'm in the area, I'll tell you. This is a theory in my area. Okay? So that's why the term is not fixed for theory. It can be view, it can be framework, it can be also model. They are considered theories in that area. Okay? That's one thing. So this theory is very open. You need to have S, you need to have O, you need to have R. As long as you have 1, 1, 1, okay. One variable S, one variable O, one variable I. Okay. Okay.
So
That's when I
why is the why is organized system? What is the second way is the
you need to frame that. And it must make sense.
Where the teacher?
No literature like this. Can you see? The first model has 1, 1, 1. Second model is not 1, 1, 1. Hello, hello. Okay. Okay. So now you know why I'm upping on this. Many people have not a good understanding of this. This theory don't have a fixed number of variables. They only have 3 levels, right? S, O, R. Okay. I have S, I have O, I have R. Okay, lah. But I here have how many variables? Okay, and then I have 3 here and 1 here. Still the same theory, yeah? But the number of variables not the same. But the theory is still the same. Your combination of variables not the same. That's the contribution. Combination of variables. Here you get 1, 1, 1 only, right? Here you get many, right? Okay. You can see also here, right? 1, 1, 1, many variables. They are still using the same theory. That is why you need to do your own reading. Before you adopt a theory, you must know what are the characteristics of the theory. Go back to the original. This guy, this author is called Russell, Meravian and Russell. Okay. So look at that. Nah? Okay. And more recently, one of my PhD students started looking at this theory. Ability, motivation, opportunity, and behavior. And they already identified. Can you see? So many variables. You don't have to use all of them. Okay. Ability, there are so many, right? Motivation, there are many. Opportunity, also many. Which one you have to use is context specific. What are you studying? Then you pick. Behavior is the same, right? Intention to use AI, intention to purchase something. Still intention. Behavior is still intention. So the other problem just now, somebody asked me this question. Gita asked me this question, right? We have a term called adoption, right? What do you understand about adoption?
Usage.
Okay, you said that? Okay, adoption is like this, huh? All these 3 is adoption. Okay? All these 3 is adoption. Which one do you want to look at? Okay? Still adoption. Huh? Okay. Good luck to you. Okay. If you say like that, I don't know what you are focusing on. You have to tell me. If your respondent have not used the technology before, your dependent variable is intention. You stop there lah. Nobody have used. Yeah. If you ask them, did you use? No, 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 no. Okay. 20 years ago, I did a lot of research on internet banking. I asked only intention, because at that time nobody used. Today you ask internet banking, they will laugh at you lah. Same with mobile wallet. You know mobile wallet? Before pandemic, everybody was using intention. Today you ask intention, I will knock your head lah. Because even my son, he will message me, Dad, my wallet is empty. Can you top up? Even my son is using mobile wallet. So everybody is already using. Intention is done there.
So, Prof, let's say mobile wallet, but I put AI on top. So it considers intention or action?
You want to.
Let's say mobile wallet, we all using it. So I
Okay.
feel intention.
First, we start with the research problem.
Yeah.
Okay. Your research problem is people want to use or don't want to. Okay. They already use, right?
Yeah.
But they discontinue use. Then your problem is continuous.
No, they're using wallet, but I put in new technology
Why?
like AI onto
No, first we start with this. Okay. We have usage, right? But they don't use extensively. Okay. Now you want to increase the usage, right? You bring in some variable. Okay lah, I can understand.
Yes.
Okay. But you are saying, okay, everybody is using mobile wallet, but this company has problem. People are switching to another company. So your problem is no more usage, please continuance.
Continue.
So that's why we need to start with this one. Okay. So we have a problem. We have a big problem. We have a problem with research problem. If your research problem is already wrong, the total model will be wrong. Your theory will be wrong. And that's why I always begin with this. Can you tell me what is the problem you are trying to address? So once you have this problem, then we look at the literature theory first. I work on the theory, yeah? So we have many theories, right? Which theory you want to focus on? Once I finalize the theory, then your literature will be more focused. Cannot start with the variable. If you start with the variable, we want the variable, right? Which variable you want to use? Because certain theory has certain variable. So that's why we go back to the variable. Okay, so this is something we can look at. So there are some theories I will see. Okay, this is a paper published in an SSCI journal. And the claim is like this: the present study employs unified theory of use of adoption of technology without tool. This is an extension of the original model. And then he writes this sentence, right? The theory is applicable when research intends to analyze the effect of trust and SEM on the customer behavior regarding online shopping. UTalk has nothing to do with online shopping. And the paper didn't say this. He coined his own words, saying the theory says. Okay? And if you look at the model, right? Which variable is coming from UTalk to? I can show you the UTalk to. This is UTalk. This is UTalk, right? Okay. Which variable comes from UTalk? None of the variable. None of the variable. But he still got it published in an SSCI. Well done. So the reviewer was also blind. The editor was also blind. Okay. So these are some of the problems I see with papers published. So not all papers published are good. You have to also think when you look at the theory. This is the theory, right? None of the variables are the theory. Okay. The other thing I see is they have only one variable called intention. Everything is TRE or TPB. TRA, TPB, they have a combination of variables. TPB means you have four variables, right? Attitude, subjective norm, perceived error control, and intention. If you have these four variables, you have TPB. If not, you don't have TPB. Just because you have a dependent variable intention doesn't make it TPB. The combination of variables comes to the theory. Okay?
So first time when you were both need.
One variable already okay lah.
Okay.
Sorry, so this is Vesvana Venkatesh.
Last time mentioned about gender, age is not demographic. Data is more common.
No.
So now it's different control.
No, in this theory, they have this variable. Okay. In this theory, they have a variable called gender and age, right? As a moderator, because they are looking at the workplace. At the workplace, you have older people, you have younger people. Range is very big. Remember? Younger people, older people. So older people don't like technology. Older people don't like technology, right? Okay. Younger people, okay lah. Okay. So that's why they have this age in the model. But if your sample is all people who are 21 to 24 years, no need to use age lah. Your students, university student, everybody's 21, 22, 23, 24. Age same, right? No need to use that model. Okay. So that's why we need to understand the context. This is the general population. That's why they have this variable as a moderator. Huh? Okay. Most of the people who use talk, right? They will drop this variable because they don't know how to analyze. You see this a lot, right? Okay. Then I asked this question during the workshop. Huh? People use your theory and they drop the moderator. Venkatesh's reply is crazy. Huh? I spent 7-8 years to develop the theory. You just drop like nobody's business. Huh? This is the word he uses. Huh? Crazy. That's all. Huh? Crazy. You're crazy. The guy who developed the theory is telling you, huh? You cannot drop the variable ikut suka hati awak lah. That's the problem I see. And I see this a lot in papers that I review. Most of the time I will reject because you are not using the theory. You're actually dropping some variable from the theory. Cannot use selective variable. Okay, cannot. Okay, so I already told you this paper called this one. This paper you must read lah, cover to cover. Hello. This paper. Wilkins. It's not already wrote for you, right? Wilkins. This paper you must read cover to cover. Very good paper. Okay? It explains all the inductive, deductive, positivism, interpretivism, everything. Okay? So this paper really. Okay. And then we have, if you want to find theory, these are the website you can go to for theory. I will give a copy of this site later. The other problem is the contribution, right? For contribution, we have 3 types of contribution. One is called conceptual contribution, empirical contribution, and methodological contribution. Okay, some of them are original, some not original. Number 1 is the original one. Number 1. Okay. Number 1 has 4 contributions. These are the contribution. Okay, your conceptual contribution is like this. This is the original measurement. We have only 2 dimensions. And there's a PhD student in US from China. She said these 2 dimensions are not enough. I need to have 4 dimensions to measure the same variable. She actually developed a new scale called knowledge sharing with 4 dimensions. So her PhD is only this, developing a new scale. No independent, no dependent. Okay? So she came up with this idea. Can you see? You know why? Because this one is implicit. Implicit is know-how. This is know-one. Okay. Last time, before this, right? This one will only happen when you meet the person. Correct? This one will only happen when you meet the person. Okay? Know-how, right? That's why you attend workshop. Now you can get that knowledge without attending workshop, right? You can, right? You are in different planets. Social media. Okay, how many of you are on the doctorate support group? There are lots of groups available for support. Okay. You have to start searching. There are many groups, they support for articles. You just post the DOI, somebody will download for you. You know? With the articles. WhatsApp. This is my WhatsApp group. So this is social media, right? So now people are sharing even without meeting the person. For example, you drive a certain model of car, right? You join the Facebook group, they will tell you where to change your oil, where to change your tire. They don't even know you, right? They are sharing. This is what we call as social media. So she developed this view scale. This is a PhD by itself. No independent, no dependent. Only how to measure the variable. We call it scale development. Okay. And number 2 is this one. This is the one everybody focus on because this is the easiest one. Okay. You start with the theory and then you add variables. Okay. Now you know why you focus on this one. The easiest one. That's the easiest one. So you have the variable, you add here, you add here, you add here, or add here. Anyway. Okay. But most people focus on this one. Moderator, mediator. Correct? Okay. You are actually adding variable to the model. That is what we consider as a new addition. Anywhere in your model. Okay, anywhere in your model. Okay, the third one is the more difficult one. This is the theory. What you're saying, there's some arrow not here, right? This arrow not there, this arrow not there, but you argue why these arrows are needed. This one more difficult. Okay? This one. If you have an arrow, right? You're adding the arrow, and you say this is needed. Okay? Number 4 is the most difficult one. This is the theory. The theory tells you attitude leads to intention. There's some reasoning here. But what you're saying is, I have an alternative explanation. The variable is still the same. I have an alternative explanation. You only change the explanation. These are the 4 contribution conceptually. Now you realize why you focus exclusively on the easiest one. Okay. Now you see, there are 4, right? But most people in many developing countries, we focus on number 3. That's the easiest one. You have already the model, you add some variable to the model. Okay, so that's one thing. Okay, the empirical contribution, they are not original. You're actually getting the contribution from the first one, testing. The third one also, they are not original, methodology. So I want to show you this example. Okay, we see this paper in Journal of Marketing. They have this variable, black arrows, right? They are all already tested before. Okay, we have this dotted arrow, right? Okay, theoretically, this is supposed to be significant, but when they test, it's not significant. So it's called unsupported theoretical relationship. Theory says it's significant, but in the test, all not significant. Okay, that's unsupported. Okay, you see the broken line? Untested. So this one nobody tested before. They said it is needed. Okay, so very simple, right? This one much more difficult to do. So, but this is general marketing. Hello, general marketing takes 3 to 5 years to get a paper published. Okay? That's why the thinking process is different. Okay? The thinking process is different. Okay, this is a good paper for you to read on contribution. They have a contribution continuum, right? From not original to original. Okay, and not original is called replication. You know replication, right? Replication, you take a model from the West, you collect data in Malaysia, see whether the model works. You still can publish a paper, but you won't get a PhD. Even in masters, we don't accept. No, you must have something new. So that is where we have the second one. Application and extension. Okay, so I'll give you an example from TRA. Yeah? This is the original theory, right? Okay, I want to study chatbot adoption. You know chatbot, right? When you go to the website, machine is answering. You're actually talking to the machine, right? Okay, so this is the original variable, right? Since we are going online, right? We add the variable here. We want to know what are the predictors of attitude. We are adding this extension. Originally don't have. Okay? Because we know attitude is important, right? But now we want to know what variables influence attitude. Okay? So that's where the extension comes in. So this is extending this way, right? We can also extend this way. You see? Previously offline, now online, right? Now this issue becomes important, right? Security, privacy. So I'm adding here. Okay. Then we have a variable called need for interaction. Okay. We have older people, younger people, right? Older people don't like to talk to machine. Younger people, they talk to phone. Okay.
Yes.
I go to the bank every day. Yeah? So I want to do transaction. Okay. Correct? But you use the phone only. Okay? So that's why we have a need for human interaction. This is why I like to do that. Is when I go to the bank, they call me by name, and then I chat with them for a while. So I don't think about work. Okay? For that 15-20 minutes at the bank, waiting for my turn. So this is a variable they added because of AI. Okay, we have also a variable which is new in AI called anthropomorphism. You know? The anthropomorphism is how human-like is the machine. How human-like is the machine. Previously, we don't have the variable, right? Because now we are using chatbot, right? That's why we have a variable called anthropomorphism. So we are adding variable because of the changes in the technology. So we are adding one variable. Huh? Okay. We can also add variable here to use this as a mediator. So anywhere in your model, as long as you add a variable new and you have a justification for this, that is considered contribution. Any question?
Although people have done this before.
No. The combination is not the same. Okay. They may have done this, and this, right? But they don't have these two variables, Captain. No? The combination of variables are not done before. Entirely new, you won't be doing it here. Huh?
So do we have to, like security, perceived security, let's say we bring in this variable, do we have to have a factors to measure the security?
Yeah, item must be there. These are the variables, right?
So we have to find the item.
These are all already standards. Many papers for that.
Oh,
Just Google search my name, you'll get lots. I
But
work on this.
if the verbal items come from company product.
No.
Yeah,
This variable comes from one source. This variable comes from another source.
so I'm saying the perceived security, assuming that there are three authors for defining perceived security, it's possible, right? Can you take two from here, two from here, from here?
You take only one. Because in your chapter number 1, you have an operational definition, remember? Operational definition, that tells me which one you are using.
So if you want to do that, does it mean to say it's a skill improvement you're doing?
Because when you combine, you don't know whether it works. Huh? So how do you know it is valid or not? Then you have to do the process. This is where many people are doing the improvise. Remember this morning I was telling you improvise? They publish a paper with combination, huh? But we don't know how valid or reliable it is. That's the concern we have. So what I do is, this variable comes from one source, this variable comes from one source, these two variables may be coming from one source. But my contribution is putting them together, not the measurement. No? My contribution is not a measurement. My contribution is putting the variable together.
The other question I have is that perceived security and privacy, must that be supported by another theory?
No need. Theory is still the same.
Okay, so in this case, there's only one theory. For the additional, you don't need to support
No, I
my.
don't need, no? Because this is coming from the literature. My extension to the theory is this here.
oh, just now I see there is a perceived usefulness, I mean in your previous slide, but that one is come from the TAM model, isn't it? So we just take the TAM model, perceived usefulness, and then put it inside there. We can do that inside.
Can.
Oh,
But I'm not using the theory to explain. I'm using theory.
yeah.
I'm still using TRA. I'm not using TEM to explain the model. If I use TEM, I don't have this variable.
But we take the temp construct and then put it inside
You
here.
can, you can borrow variables from the literature.
Oh,
But if it so happens that you have what you call it, the EBD, as well as another theory to substantiate the security and privacy, can you combine both these theory?
You can say I'm integrating two theories. But when you integrate both the variables from both theories must be there. See this? Combine TEM TBD, yeah? Okay. This part here. TEM, right? This is TRA, this is TBD. All three together, all the variables are there. All the variables from the three theories are there. You're now integrating them into explaining.
is it possible if let's say I don't want the perceived usefulness because I combine them, so I don't want the perceived usefulness, can I just throw them? Yeah, for example, like, let's say I want to combine it, I think I don't want to measure what usefulness.
No,
so I
but,
just
don't say TEM,
I just use ease of use.
TPB, extended TPB.
Oh, okay.
Extended TPB, right? You only use the TPB variable with ease of usefulness or ease of use. But if you have ease of use and usefulness, then you can say I'm integrating that. But this one has both.
But this is okay, even though you don't complete the entire concept, theory concept. Because this is only part of
No,
TPD,
the
right?
actual behavior we can drop, huh? Because we are looking at people who are not used yet.
Yeah.
So we stop here. Huh?
So this can be accepted.
Yeah.
But let's say we use all the linked scheme for all that, then how do we get the behavior intervention? Do we sum them up or
No.
average for
This
this?
one, they have item, 3 items, 3 items, 4 items like that.
Oh,
All variable must have item.
oh,
Okay, the sample I gave you, you can see, yeah? The question I gave you, sample questionnaire, right? You can see clearly each of the variable will have item. And they're coming from some source. I didn't create that.
I really goes to behavior.
No, they already have in the theory, yeah? This had. When they did this in the original technology acceptance model, they have attitude in the model. But in 2000, Venkatesh already dropped attitude from the theory. Now, if you see most of the time theory is ease of use, usefulness, and intention. No attitude. After 2000, it dropped. Those are development.
So it's not determining that we not necessarily that we have to find the concept from the original theory set that the security and the SIG privacy is what.
So if you want to use like
Theory that actually,
no, this variable just now we had the variable I added, right?
yeah,
This come from the literature, so I don't need a theory for that. But my main theory is still TRA.
yeah, so only one theory.
Yeah.
Only one theory, but the
No, these two we call them extended.
privacy. So not necessarily that we set you.
Okay, that's why I'm repeating many times. In the literature, they have a term called extended TRA, extended TPB. Extended TRA is you have the two variables from TRA, you add some variable. You extend it. You can be extending this way, you can be extending that way. Okay? TPB also same. We have two TPBs. One is extended TPB, the other one is decomposed TPB. Decompose your subjective norm to further dimension. That's called decomposition. So these are already there in the literature. So you can decide. Which one?
Very important for any extension.
Yes. Most of the time we are doing this. We are not creating entirely new. We are actually extending some variable with the original theory. That's called extension. Okay, I think this is a very nice diagram in the paper by Ladek and Stewart. No? Okay. Now you know why they force you to do proposal defense? Because everybody is doing it. Like 3 chapters, remember? For your proposal defense? Okay. This one, chapter 1. Okay, chapter 1. How do you know? This one? This one? Okay, bingo, right? Now you know why you write proposal? Context, theory, and method must match. Then only your contribution. Okay. So that's why they have this diagram. Very nice, right? Okay. So this is a good paper for you to read on contribution. That's why in USM we have a proposal defense. 2 internal examiners, and you need to defend with the questionnaire, everything ready. If they say you pass, then you can go ahead and collect data. If you fail, you come back. And the same examiner will be there during the viva. They ask question about 1, 2, 3, I will throw a bottle at them. You already passed 1, 2, 3. Remember? Cannot ask question. Why you didn't have this variable? You pass. Already collect data, cannot ask anything. So that's the system we have. You pass proposal, you go and collect data, they can only go to chapter 4 and 5. Chapter 1, they cannot ask why you didn't have another variable. You already passed, no? You are the one who passed, no? Now I ask you, why did you pass the candidate? External can ask. External can ask, no? Because they are coming for the first time. But internal is the same person from the proposal, right? You already passed, no? Don't ask question. That's the system we have. That's why we have that. In some universities don't have. You work with the supervisor, you submit, and then they appoint examiner. And the examiner can ask any question. So they are reading your book for the first time. And here we already passed the first 3 chapters. So you should not be asking about what is your contribution. Why you never have this variable? I already collect data how to add. Remember? That's how we work in the system. Each candidate will have a file. the past proposal were in the file. Anything you can go and check whether they change the model. Huh? In some universities like UITM, they can change the model after proposal. Right? That was what I was told. Right?
You allow if the student found a better questionnaire, is that
That's okay. As long as the questionnaire is okay. Okay. Originally you have 5 items, now you have 10 items, right? Or you have shorter version. Doesn't matter. As long as you can measure the value.
but the model usually
Model is the same. Item question can change.
Model the same.
Items only change, because you have a shorter version of. Usually candidate don't want to change anything. Already passed,
From question from Saranan, he text me. Prof, I would like to seek your advice regarding question A item adopted from prominent media published. Some of the origin item content words such as and or, which could be considered double barrel in nature.
Ini lagi
In
satu
fact,
item.
it is more appropriate to adopt the items as they are, given their established validity or modified wording in one origin item.
Okay, I give you an example. Fast and prompt service. Are they double barrel? Fast and prompt service. Okay, so I write down for you.
No.
Okay, this is the problem with many examiners, like Saravana is asking. For them, as long as you have N or all, it is double barrel. Which planet they come from, I don't know. Okay. Okay, when they develop the item, they already tested this many times, right? Not 1 time, 2 times. They have validated the instrument many times. It works. Okay, so it is not necessarily N or F or becomes double barrel. Okay, but if you say sales and profit, I can understand lah. Sales is different, profit is different. Sales can be high, profit can be low. So you have 2 questions in one. That kind of question cannot. Okay? But when they develop the instrument, they already go many layers. Do you know how they develop scales? It's a long process. So like this. Let me show you an example. Okay, this is that I want to show you next. Okay, this is the thesis from US. She actually developed a new scale. Okay, she spent 7 years to develop the new scale. You can do that if you want to. 7 years to develop the scale.
Well, the question I have is that what happened if this double barrel was used by the original author? Then what do you do?
We work.
Somehow or other it be accepted. So
But if you see, many of them have used the same scale. It works. So I have no problem with that. Because it works in many techniques, right? So
if this raises an issue, we just point the examiner back to
for the literature.
original song.
The previous literature have used the same instrument, right? And it's also used in Malaysia. No problem. Okay, this is the thesis where they did scale development. Okay. If you do scale development, the process is also very long. You see here. This is the process for scale development. So there's step number 1 until step number 7. So you collect data not 1 time, multiple times. We will do EFA, we will do CFA with different sample, not the same sample. Right? So the process is not very easy also to develop the scale, because you are saying everybody can use my scale. Okay? So that's why the process is quite long. Okay, any other questions on this? Okay, so this is the literature. So This is a paper, very good paper. They even tell you how to write your contribution. Summers 2001. This is the paper I'm telling you like here. Okay. Next, we want to look at sample size. How do you calculate your sample size? Table. Table, huh? Which table? Yeah. Gradient logger. Okay. If how is the easiest lah. You're still gradient logger, nah? Let them write in peace lah. Okay. This is a table available in the statistic book. You need to know the number of predictors you have in a model. Okay, let's say your number of predictor is 3 with an effect size of medium. What is meant by effect size is how strong is the relationship in the population. How strong is the relationship in the population? If you don't know, we keep to the medium. If you know, we can change. Okay. So based on the medium effect, we need 76 samples. This is the minimum sample, not the best sample. You can collect more. Okay. Just now also we had a discussion. Huh? Okay. Umar's current has a number 30 to 500. Hair has a number 100 to 400. Yes. They are not suggesting you to collect 1,000, right? Because if your sample size is 1,000, no need to test. Everything will be significant. Okay? There's an article in the folder. The title of the article is Too Big to Fail. Understand? The sample size 1,000, no need to test. Everything will be significant. Huh? Okay. If you see your formula is this, right? T equals to beta divided by square root of n, right? Let's say your beta value 0.01 and the standard error 0.01. What is your T value?
It depends on n, right? We have the n square.
We already defined standard error. The standard error is 0.001. You can use your calculator. You are allowed to use your calculator.
Kau baru lagi.
Ya, kalau tidak tak boleh kira kan. Answer dia 10 lah. Answer dia 10. Potong-potong kosong tu kan. Belajar potong-potong 10 lah. 10, right? And you will conclude very significant. Okay. But you look at the beta value is actually 0. Beta value is actually 0, right? It is significant because of your sample size. Sample size 1,000. Okay. This F, square root of 100 compared with F divided by square root of 1,000. Right? This will be very small. This will still big, right? Yeah. So that's the reason why sample size plays a role in your statistical hypothesis testing. That is why they don't ask you to collect more than 500. Anything more than that is too big. Okay, so we can keep to that number. So when we do this calculation, we are stating the minimum sample. Okay. How many of you write 300, 400 in your chapter 3? Okay. I tell you a story. There was a Nigerian student in UPM. He wrote in chapter 3, he said, I will collect 384, gradient mountain. Okay. And then he collected only 282. During the Viva, the external asked him, you promised 384, right? Why did you stop at 282? I bling, 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 bling lah. You promised, remember? Did the examiner ask for 384? Didn't. You promised, remember? You promised, right? Okay. And then you come back and say A, B, C, D, because of A, B, C, D, I didn't do this. So I fail you lah. You promised, remember? Correct? You promised, ma. Nobody asked for 384. So now we are saying, okay, minimum sample is 85. I will collect more, right? If you collect more, your power will go up. So it's okay lah. If you collect more, collect less cannot. And that's why we are calculating the minimum. Okay? We are calculating the minimum. So in chapter 3, you said minimum sample is 85, but I can go to maximum 400. If you can. Okay? If you are doing organization, not possible. If you are doing individual, can. That's how we decide. Okay, so for sample size calculation, one of the G power number will be the number of predictors. Let's say you have a model like this. what will be the number of predictors? Okay, I repeat the explanation first. Okay, when we run regression, we will look at the biggest regression in the model. The biggest regression in the model, how many predictors you have? Here 4, right? So the first regression is here.
Yes.
Yes, 4, right? Second regression, we have 1. So 4 against 1, 4 is the biggest. So in the calculator, you have to put 4. Okay? Very easy, right? Okay. Now I have a moderator. 4 independent, 1 moderator, 1 mediator, 1 defender. How many predictors?
8. Give us 1. 12.
Ya, berapa? 9. That's what. Those who are familiar with hierarchical regression and all. If we have 4 independent variables, right? And 1 moderator, we will have 4 interactions.
Yes.
4 plus 1 plus 4. So this is called the conceptual model you have in chapter 2. When you are running your analysis in chapter 4, it is called statistical model. The statistical model will look like this. Okay. 4 independent, these are interactions. Okay. This is your model. Okay. 4 plus 4 plus 1. The first regression is 9, right? Second regression is 1. So you put 9 in the calculation. That is why in moderation, you need bigger sample size. Okay, for moderation. Okay, now we have a mediation. Just now we didn't have a direct arrow from IB to DB. Just now we had IB to mediator, mediator to DB, right? Now in this model, how many predictors? You're still calculating the arrow. 5 lah, 5. Okay. From here 4, from here 5. Because the mediator also 5. 5. The biggest one is 5. Okay. Very simple. Okay. Now I have a independent variable, but my moderator is no longer here. My moderator is here. So now in this model, I have 3 control variables. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Okay. Now how many predictors do I have? 6. Correct? That is that. Interaction. So the first regression you will have 4, second regression we have 6. So the bigger number is 6. And that's how you decide. Here we don't have item. Everything is constant. Okay? So the biggest regression is here, right? So that's how we calculate the biggest regression. Now we have a model like this. Okay. How many predictors?
Is formative. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah. How many?
7.
Okay, I'll give you a hint.
Formative. Yeah.
8. Okay, 8. Okay. If the arrow is going out like this, not counted.
Yeah.
This is correlation. Okay, arrow going in is formative, right? Formative is regression. So we have regression here. We also have regression here. Anywhere in your model. Okay. Here we have 3, 2, 4, 4, 3, 5, 5, and 8. Right? 8 is the biggest. Okay. Then you have item. Let's say I change this model. Right? Now my model looks like this. How many predictors?
4.
Okay, 4, right? Yeah. That's how we change it. Anywhere in your model, the biggest regression. That is how you do the calculation. Okay, so you have this software called G power, right? Can you open the software called G power? Okay, this software called G power. There's a folder in your file, right? In the folder, there's a folder called G power. You just run the setup, and then continue. At the bottom.
Online.
Huh?
Online.
Online. Huh? Okay, there's a folder called admin password. Can I install on your PC lah? Because they have admin password. PC dia tak bagi install. Okay? Yeah, G power. In the folder called G power. Okay, this is the folder that I did, right? This folder called G power. You have the Windows version, right?
Yeah.
Just click the setup. Then follow through. You will get a calculator language, right? Yeah. Okay. This software you can use for sample size calculation for any kinds of analysis. Just now the table is only for regression. Okay, this one any analysis. First, if you click this test family, right? Can you click down? Okay, you have 5 test family, right? Okay, when you are doing regression, what is the most important table in regression? When you run regression analysis, right? In regression analysis, they will give you many tables, right? What is the most important table in a regression? ANOVA, right? ANOVA. There's a table called ANOVA, right? ANOVA is F test. That's why we need to click down. Click the F test. When you do the F test, okay, when you do the F test, this is the hypothesis you are testing. Okay, this is the hypothesis you are testing. So when you change from P test to F test, if you see here also they will change. They will give you ANOVA, MANOVA, right? So you will pick this one, R square deviation from 0. Okay, because of this. Okay. R square deviation from 0. Okay, after you click R square deviation from 0, they ask for these 4 parameters, right? Effect size, alpha, beta, and also your number of predictors. If you move your mouse here, they will tell you, right? What those numbers mean. We have a 0.02, we have a 0.15 and 0.35. If you don't have any idea, keep it to 0.15. But if you have literature saying you can change it to 0.1 or 0.2, you can change. Okay? We call it meta-analysis data. Okay? They tell you we can use 0.2, then we can change. Other than that, we don't change. Okay? First one, don't change. Okay? Second one, we have the alpha value. Right? This alpha value, we have 2 numbers, right? 0.05 and 0.01. If you take 0.05, you have 95% confidence. If you want higher confidence, your sample size needs to be larger. Okay? So we won't change. Okay? For social science management, if you do mistake, nobody will die, right? Okay, 95% enough. In the sciences, cannot 99%, because they dealing with drugs and all. So this one we don't change. The third one, power, right? We can change it to 0.8. Okay. Yeah.
SPLS is the power also. But SPLS is different power.
No one, I'm not sure. Okay, this one is 0.8 power. there's a literature suggesting for social science management, no need 0.95, 0.8 is enough. Okay. And the last number, this one you have to follow your model. Just now we have 4 predictors, right? We change it to 4. Huh? So they will tell you what is the minimum number. We got the minimum number of 85, right? So what it tells you is if you have 4 predictors, the minimum sample size you need to run your analysis is 85. Anything less than 85, no good. More than 85 is okay. Maximum we can go to 400, 500. Okay?
Yeah, process the question. Let's say I want to do this research. This is my statistic. But in my class, I only got like 20 students. How do I get it?
No. Okay, that's why usually when anybody wants to do a research, I ask them what is your sample population. For quantitative, you need bigger number. So if you have a population 20, 30, you cannot do quantitative. You have to do qualitative. Sample size, right? For quantitative, you need minimum number. So if you don't have the minimum number, cannot do quantitative.
What's the minimum number for
This depends on the model. This is the minimum.
Okay.
So probably 85 applies to all. Whether it's individual organization, still 85.
85 is the minimum.
Individual is very low.
Yeah, but the question is this, huh? Why we need to calculate this power analysis is saying, let's say you find your result to be not significant. How sure are you it is not significant? It is not because of sample time. That's why we need this minimum sample size.
So if you cannot be somewhere to go for qualitative.
Okay, any questions on the sample size? This is the minimum, not the best. Bigger sample size, more representative. So it's always recommended to collect bigger number, if you can.
So the question here is how big is it?
400, 500.
Maximum 500 lah.
Not accurate, no? 30 to 500. 100 to 400. That's the number. So you have to take 400 or 500 is up big. Minimum. We are saying minimum, right? Anything more than that is okay. You can run analysis on it.
All right. So you want to do that for the whole Malaysia, and then we just want to have that 85. No.
No. Okay. If you have to study the whole of Malaysia, it is not the number. It is the way you select.
Oh.
The process of selection. Remember? If you select 400, the 400 must represent your population. Okay. Representativeness has nothing to do with number.
I see.
Representativeness is about justification. Let's say you collect data. Okay, I'll give you an example. So that you understand what is representativeness. Okay, I want to study okay, I want to study undergraduate student, public university undergraduate student. I collect n equals to 1,000. Okay, done. Okay, and I have male 70%, female 30%. Okay, out of the 1,000, I have 700 male and 300 female. This is higher than the present amount, right? Okay. Now my question is this sample representative of the population?
No.
Why?
No.
So where do you know this, Captain? From every day you see your student. Okay, this is judgment, right? That's why the representativeness has nothing to do with the sample. 1,000 students already, right? But we already know the proportion is not the same. Okay? Now I change it. Let's say I think like this. I also take 1,000. So I think we want to study Malaysian population. Malaysian population, I think 1,000. Malay, Chinese, Indian, and others. So Malay, I have 30%. Chinese, I have 60%. Here I have 10%. Okay, now I want to study Malaysian population, right? I take 1,000 sample. This is my sample profile. Okay. Is this sample representative? All right. Why? Because this one must be bigger.
The nation must be formed.
Okay. That you already know from your statistics. Huh? If I change this from Malaysia to Penang,
Yes.
okay, now you change your decision, right? So this is how I teach my undergraduates. Okay, they don't understand what is representativeness. Representativeness has nothing to do with the number, right? You say Credit Morgan 400, 400, 400, right? The 400 is the way you select, not the 400.
Question now, if I want to survey, say, organization like, very difficult sample. Right, let's say for instance, on a population only 100, and here it requires only 85.
That's why we always start with the population. Huh? If your population very limited, very difficult to do quantitative.
So, sorry, Claudia, can you do quantitative?
You can do qualitative.
Quantitative can, if I just want to confirm, then how am I doing?
That's why we always start with the number. Huh? Okay, for quantitative, we start with the population. Okay, now you understand better, right?
Yeah.
Representativeness has nothing to do with the 400. Your characteristic of the sample must be similar to the population. That is what I'm trying to show here. Huh? So now you understand why we don't need 400.
One more question. Let's say male is female. Let's say male becomes 70, female becomes 30. Does that mean we always have to collect, let's say, male, if I collect 30 here, female, do I also have to collect 30? So it becomes
No need. Number percentage no need to be equal. But it follows your population characteristic. If you are studying the general population, maybe male more than female. But if you are studying undergraduate students, female more than male. So you can take percentage more for female than male. No need to be that same proportion. But that is this is the concept of representativeness. Nothing to do with the number. That's why we need to know the way we select. Okay. Okay. So that is for sample size. Okay. Now for the software part, now we will move on to the software part. Okay. For missing value, we have many missing value strategy available. These are all not acceptable anymore. We will use this method called expectation maximization. How many of you are familiar with this? We need to do this replacement in SPSS. There's a function called expectation maximization. You need to do this in SPSS before you start running in SmartPLS. Okay? Okay. Now, for testing the model, so I will show you this first. So can you open your software, your SmartPLS software? Okay. Today they updated. Can you see?
Yep. Yes.
Okay. So if you click update, they will start installing. I just remind later. So I want to look at the software. We will take some time to update. So this is your starting page. So how many of you have a red color somewhere here? Workspace. You need to copy and paste the license.
Okay. Please.
Professional. Professional license. Let me professional. Okay. All of you are the
Oh, you can.
okay. Buat yang haluan kepala ini, you don't have this, right? Okay, dengar lah, you don't have it, right? Because you don't have a workspace. Okay, what you need to do is to minimize the software first. Minimize the software. Go to your desktop and create an empty folder. Okay, macam mana nak create? Right click. Folder, then bagi nama lah. Give a name. Your father's name, mother's name, or boyfriend name, girlfriend name also can. That is the folder we want to save everything in. Okay. We create the folder first, it's empty there, right? Okay, done already, then only you click this new workspace. They will ask you where you want to save. Then pick the folder. After you pick the folder, select the folder. Don't double click. Don't double click. Just select the folder. And then when you click select the folder, it will appear like this. Correct? Okay, select the folder. Jangan double click lah. Okay. Okay. So this is the certificate, right? Yeah. Everybody okay? Yeah. Okay. Okay. So at the right hand side here, you see some sample, right? These are projects already created by the developers. If you want to try out, so if you want to follow the book here, the book, PLSM book, right? These are the examples. They use this example in the book. So you can click here, they will add here. If you unclick here, they will remove. Try lah, jangan malu-malu, jangan segan-segan. When you click here, oh. So click here, it will go here. You unclick, they will remove. So you can try out. These are project already created for you. So you can try it out with the book. Okay, that's the first thing. So this is the starting phase. Okay, the new. You have to first create the folder on the desktop.
It's already created.
Then you have to select from the workspace, new workspace. Click the new workspace, then look for the folder.
Which folder?
Just now you created this.
Created empty one.
Then select the folder. The bottom there's a select button. Select. Okay. Now okay. Okay. If you see now the version 4, right? You have 5 models, right? Can you see on the top? This is the one everybody likes to use, lah. Everybody loves the first one. Okay, but we can also do CBSEM, right? CBSEM is like a software called AMOS. Okay? They already integrated into SmartPLS. AMOS. Second one. This one. Okay? This one will give you all the fit values and all. Okay? The third one is GESCA, the software I was telling you this morning. They have also talked to the person who developed, they have integrated. So you don't have to download, you can use it here. Okay? The fourth one is the process I was telling you. Andrew Hayes, right?
Yeah.
If you want to do moderation, more advanced model, you can use that. Okay. The good thing about this software is you can draw your model into a later you can convert to any other model. Automatically they will convert to you. So it's quite easy. Yeah. Okay. The last one is regression, right? This one nobody uses. Why they added this? Because Joseph Hare requested. Hare is a multiple regression guy, right? So every time I see regular, he will complain. We have to write 10,000 lines of code for a procedure nobody uses. But we cannot say no to Hare. So this one nobody uses, right? Your expressors can do, all the software can do, right? So this one is not needed. Okay, after we have done this, you go to SmartPLS. When you go to SmartPLS, there's a button called Switch License. SmartPLS, click the Switch License. Okay, when you click the Switch License, they will tell you how many more days left. You have 70, how many days?
Using mine. 1 month.
1 month, 31 days. So the license I gave you will work for 72 days, I think. Ada? 71 days. 71 days. Tomorrow you become 70.
71 days.
But why you have everyone. Now is the time.
Yes.
After 50 days. So you need the full license, right? So after you finish that days, you can copy and paste the license. They will give you the extra. Okay? So if you click the switch license, right? They will tell you the number of days left. I have another 285 days before you come to the return. Okay, so this is the version. Next is the language. Let's say we want to use Chinese language. So you can change it here. Now it's English language, right? If you want to change to Chinese or Arabic, something, right? Everything will change to the language. You want Urdu also one. Urdu. Mumtaz translated Urdu. They asked me to translate to Malay. I was contemplating. Then I decided no. Because you see the first one is file, right? File, F-I-L-E, right? Failed, F-A-I-L. So I said, I don't, better I don't do that. So I didn't do that. Okay, we also have the color scheme, right? Here, can you see the color scheme? Okay, the younger one, they like the dark color. I don't know why. Macam ni ya, you click apply, saya tak nampak apa. Tak tahu apa. I like this one. Older one like this one. Very flat. That one is the other. Okay, under the preferences, we also have this, right? Okay, we have this decimal place, it is 3 decimal. All your result will be 3 decimal. Don't change it to 0, I had a PhD student who messaged me, Prof, my software has a problem, all my loadings are 1.000, 1.00, and then when I check, it's actually 0 decimal. Patutlah dia 0. They round up. Okay. So this one don't change. This one is your P bar. That's good. This one is based on your system. Your processing. You have multiple processor. So no need to change anything. Okay. The other thing is in the software they have this about. This is the requirement of the license. If you plan to use this software, when you write papers, you need to have this. In your references. In your references, you need to have this. Okay? When you use the software. Okay? When you are writing your paper, in the methodology section, you write, I use SmartPLS 4, right? In the bracket, you have to put Ringler et al. 2024. Macam buat itu pertama kali. Okay. I use SmartPLS 4, right? Yeah, this is in your text, chapter number 3, right? In chapter number, at the end of the chapter, you have to copy and paste this. APA format, they already give you one. Just copy and paste. This is the license agreement for the software. Okay, so now, here you can see the version, right? 4.1.1.6. Okay. Today they released 4.1.1.7. If you click update, they will update the software. Your license remains the same. No change in the license. Okay. That is how you know the version. Okay, this version. Okay, we will not proceed. Okay. So we can do this. Can you see this check update? Okay. If you click the check update, mine they will tell you yours is an older version, but I don't install yet. Later I will do it. Okay. Once you click update, they will update the software. License key remains the same. No change. Okay. Okay. For the exercises, we will do in the folder that I gave you. These are the exercises we will do. So to save a bit of time, we will use only one data set, okay? Because usually I do multiple data set. Then you cannot find. So we will do only one data set. In the folder that I gave you, under the folder for slides, can you go to the slides? There's an exercise slides, right? Exercise slides. We will use the example from the exercise slides. This one, number 1, right?
Yes.
This one, right? Okay, this is the exercises we will go through. Okay. Can you find? Okay, we will go through the exercises given in this slide. The data set, we will only use one data set. So to save time, or else you have problem controlling your mouse, right? The mouse berlari-lari.
Can you show us the part of it?
In the folder called slides. In the folder called January 2026, right? Second folder, slide. Okay. The first one is the exercise. Okay. Okay. So now we have. I want to show you. Okay. We want to. We will start the search project, which is like it. Now you need to listen first. Don't look at the computer. Okay. We have 4 variables, right? Independent, dependent. In this model, I have single item. You understand single item, right? They are actual scores. Scores. If you do exam test, you get a score, right? 50 marks, 60 marks. They are actually single item. They are all single items. Here also single item. If you do single item analysis, secondary data, we call them path analysis. It is similar to regression analysis. Okay? Similar to regression analysis. Huh? So when we run this analysis, before you run the analysis, you need to write your hypothesis in chapter number 2. Remember?
Yes.
Okay. Number of hours spent and exam score, positive or negative relationship. More hours you study, your exam score will be better, right? Positive, huh? Okay. If your anxiety high, this will be low, right? Negative, huh? Negative. Okay. Undergraduate CGPA high, your master's level also will be high. Okay. Age, when you're older, the exam score will go down. Actually, from the literature, you can say whatever you want. You have to console yourself, right? Age goes up, exam score will go down. This is common when you see the older students, mature student in your class, right? I'm teaching Master of Business Analytics. We have people who are retired. Sometimes I ask them, why are you continuing? Can go and relax. They come to my class, then they say, I can understand this, I cannot understand that. And I find the exam result very low. So my curve all very good, then suddenly one at the end. Common. So we have two positive, two negative. Okay? This one we need to write in chapter number 2. Then only we go to chapter number 4. So when we do the analysis later, we have and we do with the hypothesis statement. So let's say I have a model like this. 3, 1, 1, right? So I write 4 hypotheses. All of them are positive relationship. Okay, this is my hypothesis. Then I get a result like this. Okay. We have 4 hypotheses here, right? Which one are significant?
Last one. Intention.
Boleh ambil gambar hantar dekat semua itu. Tadi yang saya.
So the
1, 2, 3, 4. Which one is significant?
4.
Yeah, 4. Betul kan? Confirm. Okay, you have major correction. 1, 2, and 4. 1, 2, and 4. 1, 2, and 4. Okay, this is a common problem until now. Because of the training. Alpha. Okay, your alpha is 5%, right? Okay, so you are looking at this number, right? Can you see?
Yeah.
This is greater than 0.05, that's why you say not significant. But the problem is the software doesn't know you are testing 1 tail or 2 tail. Okay, the software doesn't understand. No? The software only tests at 2 tail. So what it's doing is that this is the number, right? 1.858. It is testing against this. This one. The 1.858 is here. Okay, your 1.7 is here, right? But you're not testing this, right? This is 2 tails, not directional. Yours is positive. Positive means on the right. So 1.7 is here, 1.8 here. Now you know why major correction? Chapter 4 is wrong, chapter 5 is wrong. Okay? This is a common problem I'm seeing with many PhD students. They look at the p-value directly. SPSS cannot change. SPSS is 2 tail. EMOS is 2 tail. So if your hypothesis is positive or negative, you need to manually divide the p-value by half. Okay, yeah. This one, right? You divide by half, it becomes 0.037. This one becomes 0.04. Significant. Okay? This is one thing you need to remember. So in this software, now they have an option. When you run your bootstrapping later, they will ask you, you want to test 1 tail or 2 tail. If you pick 1 tail, they already automatically divide for you. Yes. And when you run this 1 tail bootstrapping, right? Your confidence is 90%. So your lower limit is 5%, upper limit is 95%. 1 tail. 2.5 and 97.5 is 2 tails. Because your confidence is 95%. These are some of the things I see problematic with many students. So you need to know your hypothesis first before you pick. Okay?
Can you go back to this slide? It's not the right hypothesis. This one is right. Probably I'm wrong. I think the word significant there, right?
A significant comes later, lah.
Hypothesis level.
Hypothesis not significant, nah? After you test only, you say significant or significant. No need to write there is a significant positive relationship. How do you know? Don't like that, not there, not there. Later only. Okay? The reason why you develop your literature is to say positive or negative. If most of the people you cite is positive, you take positive. Later only you decide significant or significant. So in the sentence, no need to put significant.
Can I drop positive?
Positive cannot, no? Because that's tells you the direction.
Has a relationship.
Okay. If you want to write just relationship, right? No need to do literature review, right? Wake up one day, right? I have a significant relationship. Positive also can, negative also can. This is something I find many people don't understand. I always ask PhD students, why are you doing literature review? Because my supervisor suggested me to do. Or my seniors also do, I also do. Okay, the reason you do hypothesis, your literature review is to write the hypothesis. Out of the 10 paper you review, 9 of them positive. You write positive lah. Correct? That's the reason we have literature. Or else, wake up one day, significant. Left also can, right also can. That is why we need to have the direction. And most of the literature now is direction, positive or negative. Only in one school they still write null, education. In education school they say that null. I always ask them, why are you writing the null? They say our school always write like that. I say, okay, like you do whatever you want. Okay, but the other schools are all writing the alternate. That's why we need the literature to stop. Okay. Sometimes you have positive and negative, the same study, right? Some studies say positive, some studies say negative, right? So if you want to take the positive direction, just cite the positive one. Because you want to hypothesize positive, right? Just cite the positive one.
No need to cite.
No, if you cite both, right? I expect to see a moderator. Because you're saying inconsistent, some positive, some negative, right? You're saying it's inconsistent. I should introduce a moderator. So when you write hypothesis for moderation, you need to write both. You're saying that's a consistent inconsistency. That's why we need a moderator.
Because examiner they say maybe some positive negative because you study relationship. It's very far from.
I think some of your examiners need training. Okay. Theory says this. Okay. We have a demand theory, supply theory, right? Demand theory tells you if your price go up, demand goes down.
Yeah.
Okay. But in some situation, price goes up, demand also go up. Very seldom. Okay. So those are some anomalies. So the logical understanding is when price goes up, demand goes down.
Yeah.
Price goes up, supply goes up. These are literature already we know. That's why we write there. But your data may not support. Then we give reasoning. We have to give reasoning. So not all the time will be supported. But when you write the hypothesis, you follow your logic and the literature, positive or negative. Then only we start the test. Okay. Some people, they run the test, then they change. I do reverse engineering. They test already, they get something right, they go and change. Okay. Then you have to change a lot of things. Remember? So stick to your hypothesis. Based on the literature, you test. So these are the things we can do, right? Okay, so now we are ready for the drawing. So this is the model we want to draw. Okay, this software is very easy. They have only 3 icons. One is to draw the circle, the other one is to connect the circle, and the third one is to come out drawing. Okay, so in the software, let me choose this software. Okay, we can click the new project. New project. Okay. When you click the new project, they are asking for a new project name. Okay. This name can be a long name or a short name. I usually like a short name. Okay. We can put UOW1. Okay. We are now creating a folder for the project. Each project must have at least 2 files. One is the data file, the other one is the drawing. Okay, we need to draw. Your data comes from SPSS or CSV. Okay, so it is better to have FAB. Okay, FAB. Yeah. So once we click the create, you will get a folder, right? At the top here, you will get UOW1. They have two links. One is for the import data, the other one is the create model. So when you click the import data, they will ask you to attach your data. The data is in the folder called data set. The folder called data set. The file name is exam. Okay, we click the import data. You go to the exam, right? Exam, no? That is the file you want to attach, no? Yeah, expected. Okay, the other file I converted because then in case it doesn't work, huh?
Model type as well.
Okay. Just attach the data first. Attach the data first, right? Okay. We click this button open, right? You get this window, right? Okay. Before you do anything, you listen first, Okay. You see the type of the data is metric, right? Can you see the metric scale? Okay. What will happen is this, Let's say your multiple item scale is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but your respondent only answer 4 and 5. The software will change the variables to binary. Okay, binary. Binary means to answer the name. Okay. When you want to draw your model later, you have 5 items, right? Now you have a mixture, right? 4 item metric, 1 item binary. They will not run. They will say mixture model. That's why before you click import, check first whether they have converted your Likert scale into binary. If you want to change, we have this. You click here, they give you ordinal categorical, right? Okay. If you have a variable called gender, 1 and 2, okay, the software will give you a coding called binary. So 1 and 2 is not binary. 1 and 2 is not binary, 0 and 1 is binary. Okay, but the software will give you binary. So you need to click down and change to categorical. Okay, if your variable is categorical, SmartPLS allows you to do recoding later, dummy code. They will do it for you. Okay, that's a new function. So you have to change it to categorical. Not binary, not binary. Here we don't have that data. We will not do that. That's the import. Okay. So after you import the data file, they give you this, right? Minimum, maximum, everything. Okay. This is the data file. We don't have missing value, right? Missing value I already treated with SPSS. Everybody is here? No.
And then, so it's largely the training.
And the folder you download Okay, so once we have done this, they give you all the descriptive, right? Just click back, no? The back arrow. Okay, now we already have the data set attached. Can you see here? They tell you how many data set you have. Now we want to create a model. Can you click the create model? When you click the create model, they have a dialog box, right? They ask you what model you want to create. Huh? So when you click this create model, the project name is still the same, right? This is where you have options. Can you click down? We click PLS type. PLS type. Can I click sini? New project. Okay. Sorry. Create model. Change this to PLS type. Okay. Here you can put a number 1. Huh? So now we are creating model number 1, right? Later we can convert to model number 2, model number 3, model number 4. Okay, in the same folder. Huh? Okay. So when you click the save, they will open an empty screen. Empty screen, right? Okay, like this. When you click the save, you have an empty screen. This is called the canvas. Now you need to become Picasso or Leonardo da Vinci. You want to draw, okay? The drawing very easy. Okay, the first variable called exam score, right? Click on the exam score. Okay, it is highlighted, right? Now you drag and when you are happy, you drag it. Okay, if you are not happy, you can go wherever you want. Okay, I go, I'm happy here, then I let go. I have the first variable, right? Okay, if I'm not happy with the name, I can edit it. Which one? Yeah, I want to put a space, just edit that. This is the first variable. Okay, what they will do is they will draw a circle with an item. Because single item. If you have 5 items, you select all 5 items together. Okay, here is 1 item. Okay, 1 item. Okay, just I will edit this a bit. And then when I click OK, can you see the item? Yes. Exam score has an item. This is for those who are doing secondary data. Secondary data, right? Everything is score, 1 score, right? Then they become like this. Yeah. Okay. For those who have questionnaire, 5 items in a question, you drag 5 items together. Dia akan buat satu circle 5 item. Okay. Every time you draw, here there is no arrow. Can you see? There's no arrow this way or this way, because single item. When you have multiple items, you will draw reflective. If you want to change, you can change later. The default is reflective. Okay. So this is your first variable. Okay. Now we want to drag the second variable. Okay. What you do is you drag and drop only. Later we will do the arrangement. Okay. Nah? Okay. Drag drop, right? Okay. This item we want it to be on the right. You can click on the circle, and here something will become active. Click on the circle first. You see this, right? Jangan main ni sampai situ lah. Kita klik satu kali sudah. Satu kali dia sini kan. And you click one more time. We want to change them to this side. Okay. This variable we want to arrange them this way. Okay. So you just drag, they will give you an alignment. Very nice alignment, right? They already aligned first. And it down. We drag this variable. Can you see the alignment?
Yes.
Okay. Now you're happy, right? So you can go lah. Then we arrange here. We arrange here. Okay. And then we can drag this. Okay. If it's not big enough, you can zoom here. Make it bigger or smaller at the bottom. There's a zoom here, right? Finally, a bit here, right? I can fill this up a bit. Okay. The location of the variable doesn't matter. Where you put in the model doesn't matter. The arrow matters. Which variable leads to which variable. Now we have 4 independent variable, 1 dependent variable, right? To connect, we will use the connect. This is the connect, right? Okay. Once you click the connect, this one, right? You must drag from here to here. If you drag like this and then go until tomorrow, you are not connecting, remember? And then they ask me, how come doesn't click? You must click here. Kena sambung. Now, after you sambung all this, you see the color change? So now it's telling you I have a valid model, can run. Red color cannot run. Okay, done? Okay. This color not very sharp, so I usually click this button. It will become black and white, much more sharper. Okay, very nice, right? Okay. Now, okay. Okay. After you have done it, if you don't like the circle, right, you have to change the circle back. Click on the circle. Click on the circle. Okay. This circle, right? Let's say I want to change the shape of the circle, right? Click on the circle first. Click here. Okay. Shape, right? Then you can change the shape, whatever shape you want. I did that. Click shape, and then I change to hexagon, right? So now I have the hexagon as the dependent variable. Okay. Done? Okay. I'm not happy with the line. If I want to change the line also, you can. Just click on this, then you can drag this. Click here. Okay, so these are some of the things you can do. If you want to change the color, the shape, the size of the lines and all, you can do it here. This is the palette. First you click here. This one will become active. Yeah, click first. Then, now you see lots of things coming up. You want to change the coloring, change the font. Semua boleh kat sini ya. Ini shadow max factor kan. Kemudian mencantikkan kan sini dekat sini ya. Okay, so this one is your drawing ya. Okay, let's say we want to copy this and paste in our presentation. What you do is right click. Right click. I want to copy this and put in my presentation or my Word file, right? Right click and then they will give you export. Right? Export as image.
Yeah.
They have two options. One is to save as clipboard and the other one is external file. Clipboard means temporary. Clipboard is temporary. So click clipboard. Then we can open any software and paste. You get the same drawing. Okay. Yeah, this is what you get, right? Copy and paste. PowerPoint also boleh. Just right click and paste. Okay. You get the same drawing. Then open the software even stage. Kalau dia gelap, dia pun gelap.
It's bad.
Okay, so that is how you copy and paste your drawing in your presentation. This is actually nicer, right? For presentation. Okay, so this is how you copy and paste and draw your model. Okay, after you draw the model, we have a button we need to click at the top here. Can you see this one? Save. So if you don't save and then the software is shut down, the drawing will not be saved. So once you click the save, it will be already saved. Next time you open, it's still there. At the top there, save. Okay. This is done, right? Okay, that is how you save your file. Now to run the analysis, we have two buttons. The first one is at the top here, calculate. This is for the older ones. The calculate at the top. No? The younger one, they like this one. No? You suka icon bukan? I use this one now, calculate. Same, no? The functions are the same. No? They give you the same option. Can you see the option? You can also click this calculate. No? You get the same option. Okay. So under the calculate, now it's simple. We will run number 1 and number 2. Number 1 and number 2. Okay. Number 1 is called the measurement model. Number 2 is the structural model. But here we have single item, right? The measurement and structure model is the same. Just click the PLS algorithm. PLS algorithm. Okay, when you click the PLS algorithm, remember this morning I was telling you about standardized. Can you see the standardized? They will standardize all your scales, so no issue. This one. Okay. So this one you don't have to change anything. Only thing we don't want this. Here is tick, right? Untick, no? Because I want to see the drawing first. Open report means they open your report first. I want to see the drawing. So untick this one. And then just click start calculation. Okay, you get the numbers, right? Can you see the numbers? Okay, this one is 1.0 because single item. Later, when you have multiple items, the number will be from 0 to 1. We are called loading or weights. This one. This is called the beta value. Spark coefficient or beta value. Okay, this beta value we have two types, right? One is called unstandardized, but this is standardized. Because when we run the model, we run standardized. If you want unstandardized, you have to rerun with unstandardized. Then you get the unstandardized data. Okay? But in social science management, we usually report standardized data. Okay? So that's why we didn't change. Right? Okay, now we have these numbers already, right? Okay, this one is R squared. Okay, this is R squared. Why? Because here, can you see here? Concern showing R squared. If you don't want, you can change. Then click here. There's some option, right? Oh. You click here, right? There's some option. Huh? So if you change to AVR, later when you run your model, they will put AVR in the model. Those are options available. Okay? And then we have two here, structural and measurement. Can you see the structural and measurement? This one? Measurement is this side. Measurement is this side, no? Structural is this side. Relationship. Okay? So we can also change later. So this is how we get the numbers. Now we already have the numbers, right? We want to know whether it's significant or not. This is where we will run a procedure called bootstrapping. Okay, why we are running bootstrapping is because we assume data to be not normal. Tomorrow I show you how to run the normality test. Okay, so currently we will run bootstrapping. So the options are like this. You go to calculate bootstrapping. Okay, the default is 5,000. Previously it was 500. They changed it to 1,000. Now they are suggesting 10,000. So just change it 10,000. I will tell you why it's 10,000. Just change it to 10,000. 10,000. Okay. We have a button here called parallel processing, right? Okay. In your notebook, you have many processors, right? If you do parallel processing, things run faster. Okay? If you don't run parallel processing, it's slower. That's why we pick parallel processing.
Okay. This is where.
Bootstrapping. Calculate bootstrapping. Okay. Here the amount of result, if you click down, there are two options, right? Faster means you get less output. Slower means you get more output. You want to make sure PC is like a below, right? Let's take the slower one. This one, right? Your output will be very long. Okay? They give you all the output, whether you want or the one they give you. Later we can decide. Okay? Okay. The bootstrapping method, they have changed. Previously it was BCA. Now they are suggesting use PCI. This is the default. Okay. This is where we can change two tail and one tail. Okay. Our hypothesis is positive and negative, right? So we click down and put one tail. One direction, right? Positive or negative, so it's one direction. Okay. At the end here, they give you this random number, right? Okay, we have two methods, random and fixed, right? Okay. Random is when you run random, every time they have a different combination. Your t value will change. If you run fixed, every time you run, you get the same t value. Okay? So to be safe, we take the fixed. So every time you open, you close and open also, you get the same result. So that's safer, okay? Okay. Once we click this, okay, we will start the calculation. Okay, so now they give you some numbers, right? Okay, these numbers, this is measurement, this is structure, right? Can you go to the structure? Can you click here? Can you click here? Now they have option, right? It is now showing you p value, right? I want to see the beta value and the p value. Beta value and the p value. Change it to pass coefficient and p value. They give you both the numbers side by side. Can you see? Okay. Okay. Now we have four hypotheses, right? How many are significant? How many significant? Okay. Your alpha is 5%, right? Alpha is 5%, huh? Okay. How many significant?
Three significant. Three significant. Anxiety
Okay.
is the positive.
So listen to the instruction, huh? Okay. My question is very straightforward, right? How many significant?
All significant.
That's what I want. All significant. Significant means less than 0.05.
Yeah.
Okay, the next question is, out of the four hypotheses, how many supported? Okay, now you understand better, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Once it's significant, then only the sign matters. Okay? Once it's significant, then only the sign matters. If it's not significant, you conclude no relationship. Okay? So that's why I asked you which one is significant. Okay. This one is positive, right? Supposed to be positive, came out positive, significant, supported. This one is supposed to be negative. Supposed to be negative, came out positive. Although it's significant, not supported. Because the sign, tak sama. So not supported. This one is supported, this is supported. That's why, although 4 significant, 3 supported, 1 not supported. Okay, that's the difference between significant and supported. If you say supported means your chapter 2 is positive. Came out positive, supported. Positive came out negative, not supported. Although it's significant. That's why we need to do this. I also see many students, as long as significant, supported.
Yeah.
Basic understanding, right? You have to look at the sign. Once it's not significant, you cannot write about the sign. Okay. There are also students who write, there is a positive relationship, but not significant. I throw bottle at you. Okay. When it's not significant, no relationship. No relationship. When it's significant, then only the sign method. That's why we look at the sign data. Okay. So if you are a bit confused person, right? Bigger than, smaller than, tak berapa pandai kan? Mathematics fail kan? There are the output. You go to the output. Go to the output. If you open the output, this is the same output, right? Can you go to the path coefficient? Path coefficient. So when you go to the path coefficient, they give you a table, right? They also give you color, right? Can you see the color? Okay, green means significant, red means not significant. Okay, green means significant, red means not significant. That's how the signs comes out here. Okay. So this is how you can use the table for the output from the graphical output. Okay. Okay. Any question on the output, interpretation of the output? Okay. We have 4 columns, right? Column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4. Okay. Column number 1. divided by column number 3, you get column number 4. Then column number 1 divided by column number 3, you get column number 4. Column number 5 is inversely related to column number 4. If this number goes up, this number goes down. Okay, so that is how the numbers are related. No? So it is always going back to your beta value and the standard error. So the one influencing your result is this column. Can you see this column? And this column is influenced by your sample size. As you increase your sample size, the number will become smaller, smaller, and smaller. T value will increase. Okay, that's why they always suggest you to collect bigger sample size. Okay? Yeah. Any question on the interpretation?
It shows the size effect.
Yeah.
Size effect. It shows it.
Effect size is there. Okay, and the bottom they give you n effect. These are the effect size. They give you the effect size. How important is the variable? Okay. Yeah. F square. F square. Okay, this F square will only appear if you run the complete bootstrapping. If not, they will not show you. Yeah. Okay. If you don't run the complete bootstrapping, they will tell you don't have any output. Now with the complete output, you will get that. So this is how you interpret the tables. Huh? Any questions on the interpretation? Oh, okay. No, you have to run full. When you run your bootstrapping, you have to run calculate bootstrapping. This one. This one must be complete. That's it. Huh? Then you open your full report. That's it. Any question on this? Huh? Okay, we are running one step, right? Because it's a single item. Single item. Huh?
The full report doesn't have.
Just now the product is more than 0.2 only.
0.02, 0.15, and 0.35.
So consider not why is it
No, as long as greater than 0.02, you have some effect. Bigger than 0.02. Less than 0.02, no effect. No effect. Yes, you have to go down. Under quality criteria. Quality criteria, we have been. You run bootstrapping is already there. After you have final result, then quality criteria.
Quality criteria and then F square.
F square.
Okay, yeah, got it.
Okay, next I want to discuss about the reporting. This is when you have, just now when we ran, it's all single item, right? Your models are all multiple items. Okay, something like this, right? Okay, you have independent, dependent, moderating, mediating, right? We call them latent variable modeling. For latent variable modeling, we have two steps: measurement model and then structural model. So when we start writing the report, these are the 5 steps you need to do. First one, you need to do the normality set. Okay, I will show you how to do the univariate and multivariate normality. This software don't have multivariate, so we need to use a website. Okay, so here, this is the test we will do. We will upload the data to the website. The website will give you univariate and multivariate. The cutoff value for univariate is plus minus 1 and plus minus 7. For multivariate, it's plus minus 3 and plus minus 20. If the numbers are greater than those numbers, the data is not normal. That is the reason why we run those setting. Okay, so the difference between the top one and this one is, this one we run one variable at a time. Univariate. Multivariate is we have multiple variable at the same time. Okay, x1 and x2, do they form a normal distribution? This is more important in multiple regression. Okay? If the data is not normal, we will run this step. Okay? That's step number 1. Step number 2 will be to do common method bias. For common method bias, we have 2 methods. One is you have marker variable in your model. Okay? If you have marker variable in the model, you can run the analysis. If not, we will do alternative, which is called full collinearity. Full collinearity is not so good. Many journal editors don't like this. Okay? It is better for you to do the full the marker variable. The first one. Okay. For marker variable, we will do like this. This is your model. You want to test. You run the model without the marker variable. Then you add in the marker variable to see the change in the R square and the beta value. Now, if you run this model, you get an R square here. When we run the model without the marker variable, and then we run with the marker variable, how we do is, this is the paper you can refer to. They write up like this. Then you have this question. Can you see this question? This one you must add in your question. Okay? This is not part of your model. The other variable you must have item, right? This is an additional variable you collect in your question. Okay? Not necessarily you must use this. There are many other variables, right? You need to identify them first. So we ask this question in the questionnaire. And then this is your original model. We call them the baseline model. Okay, I'm using only one independent, one dependent. But you may have many independent and dependent, right? Your model, your own model is called the baseline model. Okay. And then what we will do is we write down the beta and the R square. And now we will add the marker variable to the model. Okay. What we want to see is whether the beta value changes, your R square changes. Okay. So the criteria is like this. If the R square change is less than 10%, you're okay. If the beta value remains significant, then there's no effect. Then you can argue there is no bias. Okay. So in this case, we have an R square 25%. It changed to 26.5%, right? Very little change. 1% only. So okay. Beta was significant, still significant, right? So the marker variable didn't affect the result. So although we collected data using a single source, there is no bias. If you show this, editor will not reject the data. Because I have a single source, but I'm showing there is no bias. You should not reject because of single source. But if you don't do this step, editor will not know. He may reject the paper because of single source. And that's why we need to do this. Okay? So how to report? You can look at this paper. This is a paper I wrote in 2024 with a co-author from MMU. This is a journal which is in Scopus Q1, but you need to pay. Do you pay for APC? No.
It's actually they should be published by Australian government, so they actually
No. There are some journals you're talking about paying to publish, right? There are some journals you need to pay APC, article processing charges. Do you pay for article processing charges? Does UOW pay? Yeah. ABDC, yeah? The ABDC.
I have to pay my own stuff.
Okay. So you need to invest in a career. Okay. So this MMU has the funding for that. So you can look for a co-author from MMU. MMU pay full. Okay. Don't care how many thousand. They will pay full. So my co-author is from MMU. So this paper, you see there are two dependent variables, right? So when we draw the model, our marker variable will be pointed here, will also be pointed here. Okay. So we will have the result like this. And this is the result without the marker variable. This is the result with the marker variable. You see the R square? And R square no change, right? This one and this one also no change. Here they are significant. This one not significant, right? With the marker variable, they are still significant. This also not significant. So no change, right? Now we can argue that we don't have a single source like this. This one you need to do because most of you are using single source. Right? Okay. So all my students will have this marker variable in their model. Okay. For those who don't have this, cannot do. I get lots of email. I already collected my data. How do I do your marker variable? I said you cannot do anymore. I cannot help you. You need to plan for data collection. Okay. Okay. For those who have already collected data, then we can try this method called full collinearity. Okay. Full collinearity, we will create a random dummy variable. I will show you how to create this. So what we will do is all the variables in your model, you regress against this random dummy variable. If your VIF is less than 5, then you have no problem. This one many people have started doing because already collected data, cannot do. So we will do this. Okay. So this is the alternative. For those who have already collected data, you do one of them. But if you do this one, no need to do the second one. Okay. This is the better method. Okay. This is the better method. No?
So you're saying if you do the marker, you need to.
No.
You can see the data. Next one.
This one is yeah. We have two criteria, 3.3 and 5.
Which one should we rely on?
We can do both. No? This is the more lenient one. This is the more stricter one. I always use 5. I always use 5. Huh? Okay. Okay. Number 3 is descriptive statistics. How many of you report descriptive statistics? Mean, median, standard deviation. Where do you get your mean, median, standard deviation from? SPSS. Okay. I will show you how to do with SmartPLS. Number may be different. Okay. We can do directly in SmartPLS. This table. So we need to report a table like this. Okay. Mean, median, mean, standard deviation, skewness, characteristic. Okay. This step number 4 is the most important step. This step number 4 is the most important step. Okay, under convergent validity, we have these 3 criteria, right? Loading, composite reliability, and AB. Yeah? Okay, loading you can decide, 0.5, 0.6, 0.7, or 0.708. You can decide any number. You have different citations. CR is 0.7, AB is 0.5. Okay, how do they translate it like this? Let's say we have 3 items here, right? 0.7, 0.5, 0.7. The loadings are all more than 0.5, right? But if you see the ADE is less than 0.5. Okay. In this situation, we have to delete this item because the ADE is not enough. Okay. But you can also have a situation like this: 0.7, 0.5, 0.9. Now this is already more than 0.5, right? No need to delete item number 2 because your ADE is already on. So that is how you decide whether you need to delete item or not. As much as possible, you should retain the item. Okay? Yeah, what else you can say?
It's kind of exactly the measurement. So we total all together all the items.
Divide by number. This is how they calculate. By SmartPLS, they give you automatically. No need to do the calculation.
In situation where loading is negative,
Okay, loading negative means you forgot to reverse code.
even though the question is original.
Okay. If your sign changes, you have a serious problem of multi-collinearity. If the 2 items are highly correlated, a sign will flip from positive to negative. And that's one of the sign of multi-collinearity. It should be positive because all of them are in the same direction. Usually the negative is because you didn't reverse code. So you have to go back to your data to reverse code. Okay. Then we read everything. Okay, for the structural model, we have many of these we will do. So I will also show you one more. Currently we have another reporting procedure we can do called CVPAT, no? Cross-validated predictive ability test. Okay, this one is predicting the item, right? But now we have a software. We have a tool that can predict the console. Okay, so that is called CVPAT. Okay, I will show you that. Okay, so for bootstrapping, we have changed from BCA to percentile. This is the author that suggests we change from BCA to PCI. Okay, next is the number of bootstrap sample. They ask to change to 10,000 because if you run with 200, not so nice, right? The distribution with 500 nicer, 5,000 become nicer, 10,000 very nice. And that's why they ask to run with 10,000 bootstrap. Now this morning we were running, right? This is the reason why we changed to 10,000. So you run with 10,000 bootstrap. Okay, so just now I have explained this representativeness, right? Representativeness has nothing to do with the numbers. It is your characteristics. Okay? So this is one. Okay, for effect size, now we have changed. Previously we used these three numbers, right? 0.02, 0.15, and 0.35. Currently, this is only for direct relationship. Okay? Direct relationship. If you have a moderator, these are the numbers. 0.005, 0.01, and 0.025. This is for moderation, and this is for mediation. So for moderation, mediation, the effect size has already. Okay? So these are some of the changes happening after 2023. Okay? Any questions? Any questions? Okay. Just you want to stop here or many of them already left?
So from last time, fake time, so we are giving moderation, not the split time. It starts from 2022. Last time the call.
No, last time it was one number for everything.
Yeah.
Direct relationship, moderation, and mediation. Now they're saying no. For moderation and mediation, the numbers are small.
Affects all news of the science.
No, when you're running the analysis, if you are running moderation, you follow this one. Moderation. If you are running mediation, you follow this one.
Okay.
If you don't have moderation or mediation, we can follow this one. The direct IV to mediator, right? Okay, we can make that. Because the next exercise we do is continuity, because I will show you how to report. So if you don't follow, then you cannot follow tomorrow also. Yeah, but I think we need a stronger aircon. That's warm, right? Little bit warm.
Tomorrow is quick morning.
But the exercise I do, I will show you how to report from start to the end. One exercise, right? So if you miss the first part, the second part, you cannot follow.
Maybe in data screening,
Data screening, no, because we have to do with Excel.
just those things that you mentioned from linearity.
That one, yes. That one we will do with the software.
We do higher order.
Yeah. Tomorrow high order also. We have problem with high order. So I will explain the high order tomorrow. Okay. So we will stop here for today. Tomorrow morning we will start at 9 o'clock. This will be early. Okay, so that we can do.
Actually, you say that the exercise is not action.
Yes. It's a middle of the. We want to make more that, now sufficient, right? These two, I think I actually. So I know.
I mean, they're not really.
Yes. That's fine. That's fine.
That's why the other one, I think, is because
Yeah, then we can come back tomorrow. I show you how to do it. This one is only for and the second stage we can start.
Come to us. Thank you, bro.
Okay, I will do that and
Yeah.
this one is online. They do it online.
It's just.
Can, as long as you have, integrated one, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, combinations of. So this one should mention about failures and not.
Then the structural is yes, where
Getting back to what it was.
Failures and not. So
it's one
maybe.
special this.
If you don't know, because they already. One theory is already give you all the available. We can discuss, we can discuss TPB, but the model is combined.
So that means my.
Is
Failures and not in the main theory.
From measurement, you should see value original. I bring your over there to study. Where's your
Yeah, this one.
I think
So again, bootstrapping is for structural.
then yeah, it's very good. Thanks to him, I saved one part of the research. I have 6 items removed from the dimension. Also, thanks for the suggestion. Something I saved on I use that. So I masters. Question and design. And my data I mean. So I already have the already. No, I already and I wrote story and I think this items already have. I don't know what to do with it. It's not just missing this company I cut 50%. Yeah, right. 9,000 ma.
Dr. Young.
Yes. Are you are? Oh, Dr. Peter, hi. How are you, Prof? Is that Prof. Peter? Good to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Yes, yes.
Getting a lot of.
I hope she's not something.
Comments, you know, it's a big one. I think one of students is your.
So, yeah. So, is that the one that we get possible?
No.
I just received
Oh,
a new
she is your examiner.
Oh, that was the seminar. Okay, so I'm not confused.
You are.
Oh, all right, yeah. Yes. Last time I think it was under yes, sweet right? So, yeah, so that's.
So maybe after get conventions, then it's up. To align. It's not. Because she's like online.
Oh, okay, that's good, yeah.
Yeah.
I told my students as well, because I came to know that a PhD student had to pay SEM.
Because now this.
But then.
What?
Try
Yeah, you can tell them stuff.
What?
Are they still there?
think yes. Some still there.
Oh, yeah lah.
Some are still there.
Hey guys, if you are still there, if you are hearing me, the session is over. You can exit the sessions. Thank you very much. We are going to meet again tomorrow at 9 o'clock.
See you. Bye. Yes, we. The online.
Still online.
Shall we?
Yes.